it keeps on raining, levee's going to break. If it keeps on raining, levee's going to break.
Great, thank you very much, Vice Mayor Hume and City Council members. And I'm glad I drove my Volt today. It started very appropriately here with talking about electric vehicles. However, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm Jan Smutny-Jones. I live in the Stonelake neighborhood. I work with NEST, the citizens groups that's opposed to the NCU Trauma Center being built at Stonelake Landing. And I'd like to draw your attention to, this is attachment 2 on page 21. I don't know if you can pull it up on the screen or not, but it is a pretty sobering map of the neighborhood that we live in. And if you look right here where the sort of I-5 is and you look sort of to the southwest, that's Stonelake Landing, and that's where the proposed 400-bed hospital, and I think there's dorms for 300 people, is planned to be located. You will also notice it's light in middle shade of blue. That means it's between 3 to 10 feet of water in the event of a 200-year flood. And I think the report very well lays out different scenarios of how that can happen, primarily, I think, on the Sacramento River levees. So obviously it's a big issue, and by the way, my house is in the middle of all that, so this really wasn't happy news for me. But I want to point out that the general plan, and I think you heard this earlier, policy ER2-3, the city is to locate essential public services, governmental services, and essential healthcare facilities outside the 100 and 200-year flood zones, except where such locations would be compromised in terms of their functioning. Obviously, a trauma center is essential healthcare facilities. There's nothing about this location that is essential for it to be located right there. I won't belabor the issue. We've talked about that before. And there's no practical condition that can be applied to this project because all the roadways leading in to the trauma center, 400-bed trauma center, will be inundated between 3 and 10 feet of water, every single one of them, including I-5. So it would be irresponsible and I think imprudent. I mean, the existing policy is a prudent one. We don't want to be building things where they're subject to flooding. So we would encourage that we not move forward with obviously building this hospital at that location. Evacuations of healthcare facilities have an unfortunate history, if we can recall Hurricane Katrina. And rather than arguing with CNU over the next 5 years about the appropriateness of this hospital at that location, perhaps they could be convinced to move someplace that's a little more appropriate for the construction of such a hospital, if it's truly needed, outside the 200-year floodplain. So we thank you for your consideration of our concerns on this very important public safety issue, and we look forward to talking with you in the future. Thank you.
All crying won't help you, praying won't do no good. I'm crying won't help you, praying won't do no good. When the levee breaks, Mama, you got to move. I work on the levee, Mama, both night and day.